Rory McGrail, the UNESCO Commonwealth of Learning Chair in Open Education Resources, and I'm a Research Associate at Contact North, Contact Nord. Let's take a look now at how we can use open educational resources. And one of the best uses and one of the most common uses of open education resources is in mixing. And that is, if you have material and you don't like different parts of it and there's other open educational resources that you like, you can mix them up and you can rearrange them and sort them any way you like. Another way of dealing with them is adaptation, is you can take OER that are made for a specific context and use them in another context. So you might find a really good statistics package in psychology and you will say, wow, I can use that in my nursing course or in my psychology or sociology course. We can also take out assets that we don't need and just not use them. We don't have to use all of the different sections. We can localize it, so if there's material in there that doesn't ring true in your learning environment or in your country or region, you can change them to suit your needs. And of course, if you want to translate them into another language, that's perfectly acceptable with open educational resources. So you can reuse them, and that means you can use them in many different ways within your own course context, or you can repurpose them for use in other courses. Now, to find open education resources, you have to go to the educational resource repositories, and you can do searches as I explained in another video. And to find quality resources, you need to understand what you want. And if you are a professor or an instructor, if you know your course material and what you need, you are the best judge of whether there's a quality resource or not. And by looking and finding these resources, it can save you a great deal of time. And to give one example, we had a professor at our university who found the whole course that he needed. It was all there in Moodle, in our learning management system at Athabasca University, and it saved him a huge amount of time. And you can find and do searches to find open education resources for any specific academic context. And there's a wide range of material that's now available. And as I said before, you can localize the material to your particular needs. Now, there's some cost considerations that we have to look at as far as using open education resources. Open education resources are free, and that means you do not have to pay for them, and you are free to use them in any way you want. So, there's no unnecessary duplication. And to give you an example of that, we're working now with the British Columbia government, Washington State, California State, and rather than all of them make courses for themselves without thinking of others, they're working together and they're dividing up which courses each jurisdiction will put together, so there'll be a much wider range and it avoids unnecessary duplication. This sharing reduces the costs of development of open education resources. And of course it removes the cost of copyright clearance because you are allowed to use them. They're under an open license, and so you don't have to worry about searching for copyright clearances. And also what's happening is that OER users around a particular course or a particular package are creating communities where they work together, where professors and instructors start to help each other to develop and make the content better. And you can find more information about this and about this information at CAUL.org. And so that's my views on how we can use open educational resources.